Murder, mayhem, and monkey business. This is a quick synopsis of the Prince William slasher in the Matthias Jones series. I'm sitting in front of Club Max, Prince William, New Hampshire, which enters into the plot about midway. Jones has moved from Indiana and is back east, having agreed to coach 3 sports for Hamilton Fletcher. Matthias Jones, all his life, listened to his father recount investigations from the kitchen table of his Aunt May's farmhouse in Wabash Falls, Indiana. Little does he know, he is now residing in Hamilton, New Hampshire, where there are more murders per square inch than any other location on planet Earth. Let's see why Jones is now coaching. Aging and beloved coach Lark Larson's dismal record was 37 wins and 250 losses. Whoa. Jones immediately fires Froggy Findlay, Lark's assistant coach. Froggy mentions in passing about the Prince William slasher, which Jones dismisses as hype. However, 4 women have been brutally murdered in 6 weeks by a killer wielding a razor's deadly blade. Jones tries to erase Lark's losing attitude and his players' hokey hometown nicknames, beginning with his current basketball team. He talks with Police Chief George Strickland about the slasher, and Strickland says, each murder had duct tape put over the victim's mouth as well as a motorcycle involved. All the murders happened on a Saturday night. Jones continues tangentially to learn what the press is now calling the Prince William slasher. Jones is introduced to the college trustees at a Hamilton College trustees meeting at Fletcher Hill. He's oogled by the classy piece of eye candy, the well-dressed retired model Pia. It isn't just her perfume. Jones is a bit overwhelmed by this woman. During this story, Jones must deal with the antics, once again, of the irascible Arnie Dewars and his goofy friend Muddy Jacobs as they track mud across his gym. And Lester Larson, son of the former coach, is on the loose from felony charges in Ohio. Aunt May calls Jones from Indiana. Jones's former girlfriend, the controlling Stephanie, is thinking of starting up with Jones again. You know Stephanie, she likes to do things her way, said Aunt May. Stephanie has hired an investigator to follow Jones. Jones then meets Matt Connor from St. Pat's for the first time and invites him to the Colonial House restaurant. Jones will become a close friend of Mac in the years to come. Pearson from the FBI begins harassing Jones and Coco. Jones is warned by Father Gallagher not to go to the nefarious and wild Club Max in Prince William. The priest calls Coco, the proprietor of Club Max, to be sure that Jones behaves himself. But the night ends in tragedy. Jones and Coco are witness to the 5th gruesome murder, and Jones begins the pursuit of the killer. He links the first slasher death, the murder of a woman from Hamilton, with the present-day deaths. Hamilton Fletcher's cousin, Maynard, president of the bank, was friendly with the first murder victim, Darlene Deveneaux, 2 years ago. Pia was also a very close friend of Deveneaux. The slasher attempts another murder and begins taunting Jones on the phone. In the middle of these horrid and quite dangerous circumstances, Lark Larson calls from overseas, annoying Jones, who hangs up. Then the slasher calls Jones again directly and threatens him. The slasher mentions the play in college football, which Jones is aware is the classic play that was in a game from 1982, where the California Golden Bears played Stanford, and Stanford won the wackiest passing lateral play in college history. The slasher warns Jones, I will slash your throat with deadly precision. As Jones's basketball team begins winning, the killer again threatens him directly with murder. Later, identical murders in Casa de Sol, California in 1982 bother Jones. Jones thinks that Lester is not involved. He figures out from the background information that he's obtained why the murders in Casa de Sol point at the present-day Prince William slasher. And Jones and Franny McShane are right on the crosshairs, or should I say the razor's edge, of the Prince William slasher. The Prince William slasher is available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback, and the audio is on iTunes and audible.com. I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this has been a quick synopsis of the Prince William slasher.